Disclosure dropping Ecstasy this weekend as well. They've been kind of dropping these songs here, there, everywhere last couple weeks. Now they came out as one whole package. Wow, we haven't heard from Disclosure in what, 3-4 years?
Well, that's the thing. So the last album was 2015. And then they had released 2 EPs, one in 2016, one in 2018. I think those EPs didn't make a huge impression. There's some cool stuff on there. I liked Funky Six Sensation on the last one, for example. But yeah, generally speaking, we haven't heard a full-length Disclosure album in a long-ass time, literally before we had the pod. That doesn't mean Disclosure hasn't been around. Famously, they produced Talk for Khalid, a song that was nominated for Record of the Year, a massive hit. But yeah, this is it seems like they're gearing up for a full length. The way they message this EP is that they're going to let it sink in for a bit, but then we'll hear from them again soon. So this feels like a bit of a sample platter. Notably, the second song they made with Khalid, Know Your Worth, which came out earlier in the month, was not on this Ecstasy EP. So you feel like they're probably saving that for the full length album whenever it comes.
This whereas a lot of the Disclosure songs I've heard off those EPs feel very in line with the sounds you hear on Caracol and Settle, this feels incredibly eclectic, and it feels like they are drawing a lot of influence from a lot of different genres, a lot of different parts of the world. And I thought this Ecstasy EP was fantastic, especially the Tondo was just probably one of my favorite dance songs the last couple of years. Just the energy of it, the production of it was incredible. I also really liked how they basically flipped this Etran Finatwa sample, and I thought that was absolutely encapsulating too. Just they had this like I don't know. I don't even really know how to describe it. It was just like chanting that they flipped over and put a beat to eventually, and it was mesmerizing. So a lot of different sounds throughout this. Obviously, a lot of disco influence. Seems like they're going a little bit more upbeat than maybe they have in the past.
Yeah.
What was your feelings around this sample or about these collection of songs?
Oh yeah, no, there's a ton of samples on here too. Even on Ecstasy has that disco sample.
Yep.
From Aquarium Dream. Which isn't even known in the future. But yeah, on first listen, and it's so short, I had to listen again just to kind of grasp it. Because yeah, like Disclosure, pretty well known for having like big sounds, and when they jump around from big sound to big sound, takes a second to process it all. When I heard Ecstasy, the first track, title track, I was like, wait a minute, this sounds like traditional house music to me. Just a loop. A loop that keeps going. They keep going back to the same loop. Generally, stuff I don't really care for in house music. I don't like it when it feels so repetitive like that. But then when we get to the other tracks and we get the samples coming in more heavily, and the instrumentation, the production changes throughout the song again, more in line with what we expect from them. With Tondo, when the horns come in right before it really picks up, that's like, all right, yeah, this is what we expect from Disclosure, because generally speaking, I think they have really varied production within the course of a song. I think that you think that they're big hits like Latch or White Noise or Magnets, those are not loops. Those are not Tiesto loops, so it's cool to see them, I think, getting back to the more intricate stuff that they I think made their name on, because Talk, of course, with Khalid, a monster smash, was not exactly as detailed. That was a more subdued, moody beat. So I think this is pretty cool. I think it's just a good sign of, I think, where they're at and what they're hopefully going to keep giving us.
No, I agree, and it feels different than Settle or Caracol, which I'm excited for to hear them doing a little bit more. I felt like Settle and Caracol were very similar in terms of their sound and the way that they crafted their songs. This feels like they're trying a lot of stuff. So I'm excited to see where they go from here. Definitely going to be adding one of those songs to our Nowstalgia Best of 2020.